This video is sponsored by RULA. More on them just a bit. Citizens of the Reject Nation, we are about to watch a cinematic classic, one of which Aaron has in his home as a poster, and one of which I have heard very little about except for its legend. So we are about to watch Schindler's List, a movie neither of us has ever seen, and one that oddly I think we know the least about for this scale of classic. I know two people in it and the director. You've seen the poster.
Yeah, I know Liam Neeson's in it and know Spielberg did it. And that's about it.
I know A. Fiennes is in it. I don't know if it's Ralph or his brother from Shakespeare in Love, but A. Fiennes.
A. Fiennes, one of the Fiennes.
One of the Fiennes is in here. We both are aware it's a very important, intense epic. We're both very aware it is a thick boy. Runtime-wise, and we're both very aware that it is like one of the classics. So this is a tricky reaction because, a bit somber, a bit sweeping and melancholic. So tricky tone to walk. We're going to navigate it. Having not seen the film, I don't even know what the list is and like who is Schindler and like which side of evil is that list upon. So very going in blind, and I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in. I want to thank you for becoming patrons. If you want to watch this in its entirety, full watch along like you're sitting with us on the couch for quite the gripping epic. So patrons also get 15% off sweatshirts and tees like these. I came from an event, so I don't have a Sweater Reject shirt on. I apologize. But you get a discount over there, as well as getting to guide our conversation with questions after the fact. So any questions you guys have, we're going to be covering in the review. So much love to the patrons. Much love to everyone watching. Let's watch Schindler's List for the first time in 3, 2, Oh, that's pretty. Black and white with color flame.
Oh, yeah, black and white with the
Color flaming, yeah.
Can you guys let us know what that means in the comments, the song you just sang?
That is such a striking opening image.
Is that Michael Shannon?
I think he'd have been too young.
Name? Horowitz.
Oh, yeah.
Bugayev Giselan.
Oof.
Paula Biefer, Nadel Rahel.
Wow, so many people.
10,000. I wonder if these names are actually from like records, like historical data from this time.
Yeah, I wonder. I would, hope they'd give those people some recognition on here. It's been a while since I've watched a black and white movie.
It's interesting because it used color in the beginning to show the transition of time, which I think was really clever.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if it's going to be in color again later because of that transition of time.
Liam Neeson.
Wow, he is young.
Also love the use of that camera. It was just one shot just there.
Yeah, sweeping. It's interesting how just the suits and details and little things can cause such an emotion and anger.
Yeah.
But just the snaps of it to show an accolade and how much like rage that fills me with.
Bring them over a round of drinks.
Very good, sir. And who shall I say they are from?
You can say they are from me.
Interesting. He had something of an accent there.
Interesting. I wonder what he's playing at.
Fragrance, you're breaking my heart. An extra chair, please. Vodka for my friend. For the lady. No.
Interesting. He's trying to be photographed with them to like level himself up. Is he spying? Like, what is his angle?
Yeah. It's hard to know his intent. There's an air of like mystery about him so far.
Because they also keep lighting him where his eyes are really well lit, like he's focusing and watching. So I'm wondering if he's a spy or if he's leveraging. He also hasn't said who he is, and there seems to also be an air of like, who is he? Because the first time we see him, it's, do you know who that man is? And then we still haven't heard
2 days after the last bastard all chosen to wear the star.
But now he's with them at the table. It worked.
Burgundy then, Romani Conti 37.
That's what they have done since thousands of years.
God, this pisses me off.
Yeah, I'm struggling, man. I can't imagine Spielberg making this and like how hard that would be, but also the, I assume, positive ending. Like I hope there's some closure, something that would help uplift the experience for him to want to make it.
Yeah, like what's his intent here?
Because obviously the ending that we know is not a positive ending, but like where does the story end in this?
Right, yeah. What is the narrative intent behind these specific characters, then obviously the larger event of what was happening. Yeah, I just think the whole thing of them all like kikiing and partying here, knowing what they're
joy
doing.
Of it.
Who is that man?
That's Oskar Schindler.
Oh. Okay.
Is he making a list of Nazis to like hunt? Is this some Inglourious Bastards? That guy blocking that woman in the photo element's got to be intentional.
He's just taking photos with everybody, celebrating.
I do appreciate this film was made long enough ago that I know it's important but don't know what happens, because that is rare to get to watch a film as regarded as this without any idea of even what the list is.
Yeah, like we discovered in real time who Schindler was.
Right. That is so cruel.
Aren't you supposed to be able to help? I mean, what if I just took this thing off? What are they going to do about it?
They will shoot you.
Ugh.
Now, why don't you stop?
Itzhak Stern. I'm looking for Itzhak Stern.
Wow. That's silence.
Are you Itzhak Stern or not?
I felt my stomach drop just there.
There's a company you did the books for on Liverpool Street.
Ben Kingsley?
You better look at his face.
By law, I have to tell you, sir, I'm a Jew. I'm a German, so there we are. I know nothing about enamelware. Do you?
I was just the accountant.
Simple engineering, though, wouldn't you think?
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Once the war ends, forget it. But for now, it's great. You can make a fortune, don't you think?
I'm sure you'll do just fine once you get the contracts. In fact, the worse things get, the better you'll do.
What community? Jews can no longer own businesses. That's why this one's in receivership.
Ah, but they wouldn't own it. I'd own it. I'd pay them back in product, pots and pans.
Pots and pans, wow.
Something they can feel on their hands. They can trade it on the black market, do whatever they want. Everybody's happy.
Is everybody happy?
Happy.
If you want, you could run the company for me.
Let me understand. They'd put up all the money. I'd do all the work. What if you don't mind my asking what you do?
I'd make sure it's known the company's in business. I'd see that it had a certain panache. That's what I'm good at. Not the work. The presentation.
What an intensity he has about him.
Yeah, he's just like this. I don't know. Like,
Command.
Yeah.
I'm sure I don't know anybody who'll be interested in this.
Like a predatory scowl, and you can see how Ben Kingsley's character is reacting to him. Just kind of like still. You can feel the fear.
And the threat of just his presence and everything he's saying has that undertone.
Mm-hmm.
I was assuming he was a good guy, I think, just because Liam Neeson. So now I'm like, oh, no, I don't think he's trying to help anybody or make a list.
Oh, no. Yeah.
What? You don't recognize this?
It's shoe polish.
In metal containers?
You ask for shoe polish.
In metal containers. This is glass. It's not what I asked for.
What's the difference?
Glass breaks, dog.
My client sold it to his client who sold it to the German army. Only by the time it got there, because of the freezing cold, it broke.
Yeah.
This is not his problem. This is not your problem.
This is not my problem.
All right. The German army wants to find out where it came from.
Oh, God.
I'm going to make sure they find out. Now it's your problem.
You be quiet. Metal containers.
Hello. Pardon me for interfering, but that's a nice shirt. Do you know where I can find a nice shirt like that?
Everybody clearing out's interesting.
It's illegal to buy or sell anything on the street. We don't do that. We're here to pray. Do you have any idea how much a shirt like this costs?
Nice things cost money.
How many?
I'm going to need some other things too as things come up.
This won't be a problem.
From time to time.
It's kind of interesting how, like, this Nazi specifically operates kind of like a mobster.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Fuck that kid, bro. I'm sorry. Oh, God. Also, is Liam Neeson wearing contacts?
Can't tell, but he has light eyes.
How on earth could it possibly be worse?
Dzień dobry. Dzień dobry. Dzień dobry.
Maybe I could put in a good word for you with my superiors.
Your superiors?
Come on, they're not as bad as everyone says.
Oof.
Jesus.
You look funny in that head, Goldberg. You look like a clown, you know?
Oh, God.
Trade goods. That's the only currency that'll be worth anything in the ghetto. Things have changed.
Taken away. I never knew that detail of like money being taken out of the option.
You told Mr. Stern you wanted to speak to me. I'm here. I've made you a fair offer.
And then it only gets worse. I just didn't know that's how it started.
How do we know that you will do what you say?
Because I said I would. You want a contract? To be upheld by what court? I said what I'll do. That's our contract.
Well, you're just making all the terms.
All the power. I mean, that's...
Yeah. I mean, that's what the
Whole
times
point,
were like.
yeah. The insane money this dude is just making in lifestyle. Just
What was that about the SS? The rate? What?
The Jewish worker's salary. You pay it directly to the SS, not to the worker. He gets nothing.
I'd find a good hiding place if I were you.
I'm not going to hide like some animal. There are places to hide.
Just feeling of dread because they don't know how bad it's gonna get. Yeah,
like
they have no
we
clue.
historically know, and the details I didn't know is crazy.
Yeah, I also didn't know that certain Jewish people would work with the government in order to like save themselves, essentially.
Yeah.
It was not right. Very good. He's 53 years old. It's too new. Thank you.
Crazy, you left it in your drawer. How many times have I told you?
I'm a metal polisher.
Take the round sheet.
Save that man's life for now.
Trying to do good where he can.
Skilled metal worker. He can make tin pots, he can make tanks, he can make whatever Mr. Schindler asks. He's highly skilled. Give him your card. Whatever he asks you, allow me just to represent you and speak for you.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to catch on that Ben Kingsley's doing this to this scale.
I was just going to say, how many people is he able to save like with this before someone finds out? I don't like the way he's watching them.
Mm-hmm.
You need a secretary. Pick one.
That was really well executed without words.
Different body language.
Qualified.
You have to choose.
Big smile. Big smile.
I wonder if there are photos that led to this story being told, because the photo element, at least in this first act, seems to be very predominant. So I'm wondering if like these photos were discovered, which led to the narrative.
Yeah, that's a good question, because it is a point they keep making of having him like kind of centered in all these photos.
It also narratively seems to be like him growing in importance. He's trying to be photographed to show how important he is.
Yeah.
My father was fond of saying you need three things in life: a good doctor, a forgiving priest, and a clever accountant. The third.
Ever had use for a good doctor?
He's a young man.
I guess.
Is that all? I'm trying to thank you. I'm saying I couldn't have done this without you.
Oh man, the emotion on his face, the guilt and reality.
The usual thing would be to acknowledge my gratitude. It would also, by the way, be the courteous thing. You're welcome.
Ugh, the undertone of that. Wow.
Get out of here.
Ugh. Someone please take him out by the end of the movie.
Yeah, dude.
Oskar, who is it?
Oh, she looks so scared.
Mm-hmm.
You know something? You would like her.
I don't have to like her. Just because you do. It doesn't work that way.
Be careful of the step, miss.
Mrs. Schindler. 350 workers on the factory floor with one purpose.
To make pots and pans?
To make money. For me. Does Anyone ask about me?
Back home, everybody, all the time.
Tell me how important I am as I don't pay these horrible situations and I have to deal with. It's so gross.
He did something no one else did. He came here with nothing and built a bankrupt company into a major manufactory and left with a steamer trunk full of money. All the riches of the world.
All profit.
Wow.
More profiteering.
This is wild. He views himself as an underdog.
Yeah, it's so disconcerting.
In every business I tried, I can see now it wasn't me that failed. Something was missing.
Of course, couldn't be your fault.
Even if I'd known what it was, there's nothing I could have done about it because you can't create this thing. And it makes all the difference in the world between success and failure.
Luck.
Whoa.
Ugh.
Should I stay?
It's a beautiful city.
I asked you if I should stay.
You're saying you should go see it.
It's up to you.
Promise me, Oskar. No doorman man or maitre d' will ever presume I'm anyone other than Mrs. Schindler, and I'll stay.
What an interesting way to phrase that. Wow.
Myself and freedom.
Promise me. I can't.
Bye.
What a despicable person we're following. It's an interesting choice.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing well.
Yes.
Better this month than last?
Yes.
Any reason to think next month will be worse?
The war could end.
Interesting. That's two main characters in a row for movies we're watching with unlikable leads.
Yeah. The stakes are pretty high in this one, but you're right.
Significantly higher. Yeah.
There is a machinist outside who would like to thank you personally for giving him a job.
Oh, dude.
I want to thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity to work.
You're welcome. I'm sure you're doing a great job. I work hard for you. I'm sure you do.
I continue to work hard for you.
That's great. Thanks.
God bless you.
Something bad's about to happen.
Yeah, I don't love this. Get out.
Please leave.
God bless you.
Okay, Lucy's.
Oh, it's just the movie stays tense.
Yeah.
By the way, don't ever do that to me again.
Go, drive, don't bow.
Did you happen to notice that that man had one arm?
Did he?
He doesn't want to actually see the reality of what he's doing.
Yeah.
Jews shoveling snow. It's got a ritual significance.
The hell does that mean?
I'm an essential worker.
No.
I work for Oskar Schindler. Essential worker for Oskar Schindler.
Oh, no.
I work for Oskar Schindler.
Danke, look at the snow. Look at the snow. Look at the snow.
Oh.
Jesus.
I lost a worker. I expect to be compensated.
File a grievance with the economic office. It's your right.
Would it do any good?
God, and it's just about his freaking money. Ugh.
A big shot from the SS Budget and Construction Office came to lunch here and he told us that to believe the Jewish skilled worker had a place in Reich economics.
As soon as I said look at the snow, I knew it was coming. Man.
A one-armed machinist, Oskar?
He was a metal press operator. Quite skilled.
We really trust Ben Kingsley's character, man.
Herr Director.
Stern, is that you?
No, it's Boldeck. It's about Stern.
Leave your luggage on the platform.
The only things these people had, and they're making sure to separate them from it.
The list is correct, sir. There's nothing I can do.
What is your name?
My name is Kunda.
I think I can guarantee you'll both be in southern Russia before the end of the month. Good day.
Stern! Stern! Itzhak Stern!
Yeah.
Stop the train!
What if I got here 5 minutes later? Then where would I be?
Then where would I be? Man, the inhumanity and coldness I keep thinking I'll adjust to, but it's just palpable, man.
Yeah. It's freaking tough. And this, the crazy part is... Oh, my God. Oh, those are clothes.
No, but it's everyone's...
Yeah, everyone's
last
stuff.
anything. Oh, God. I've seen images like this in like books, but in motion and with narrative, it's brutal.
It's such a weird, also the scene we just watched, such a weird experience, like somebody saving somebody, but not to save them, but for their own profit.
Their convenience and profit.
Yeah, like, oh, you're a tool for me. You're not a person.
I literally, yesterday, I had my first person on social media bragging about being a Nazi at like a conversation, and it was so hard to navigate, like how we've regressed. Obviously, this is much worse than the present. I'm not comparing those things, but the fact that that word isn't as despicable to some people as it was even 10 years ago.
Yeah, and that's a whole larger conversation, but kind of how things played out here. It's like people normalizing things.
You normalize
slowly,
something, and 100%, man.
Yeah, slowly turning up the temperature to make it not as strong or viewed as despicably.
And that's why I bring it up, is that word should not be in the modern lexicon, much less someone having no problem identifying with it.
Yeah.
Right side, get to A. Civil employees, industrial workers, and so on. Left side, surplus labor. The elderly and infirm mostly, which is where you will want to start, huh?
Fines?
Rafe Fiennes?
Yeah, Rafe.
One of you is a very lucky girl. There is an opening for a job at my new villa.
Ugh.
What's your name?
Helen Hirsch.
You are an engineer?
Yes, I'm a graduate of civil engineering from the University of Milan.
Ah, an educated Jew. Shoot her.
What?
Ugh.
I'm only trying to do my job.
Yeah, I'm doing mine. We're not going to have arguments with these people.
What the hell?
It will take more than that.
I'm sure you're right.
Jesus.
I can't imagine not losing the will to live. Like,
you literally be killed over anything.
right, and just like soldiering on day to day.
You sneeze wrong, get killed.
Right.
By this evening, those 6 centuries are a rumor. They never happened.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I can't imagine this kind of evil and like the ability of a human being to just follow orders.
Yeah, right? Like, how do people get this evil? Like, are you guys, you're an entire country and military of sociopaths.
Right.
Like, how does it get there, man?
Slowly, but surely.
Wow. So sad, but also imagine that'd be so painful as well.
Yeah.
Imagine swallowing a diamond ring. Oh my God!
Wie alt bist du, ha? Ja, wie heißt du? Wie heißt du?
Rüber zum Platz, Cody!
Deine Papiere, Jude! Deine Papiere, Jude! Deadline! Nicht auf wegen seiner verdammten...
No, kid, no.
Du musst sehen!
This is a supremely hard watch.
Yeah. I think this is probably the hardest thing I've ever watched on the
I'm
channel.
so angry.
Yeah. What the hell is that?
I think people taking
poison?
their own way out.
Oh. Yeah, for the sick. Yeah, so they don't have to suffer. I get it.
Oh.
No. Wow. Bro, what the hell? I'm not even surprised anymore. I don't even know, man. Yeah, they're acting defiance like we saved them.
Yeah, they got to have a moment of pride.
As good as that. Leave her. Give me a moment. Just let me drink her inside.
There is not enough room for you. What are you talking about? We tried it before. There's more than enough room. I changed my mind.
Ugh.
Mama, I'm coming out. Stay where you are. I'd rather you be here than who knows where.
I think this is the first time I've ever felt during a reaction like I have a hard time understanding why people would want to watch us watch this.
Right. I don't know. I know I'll never watch it again, but I don't know. Oh.
Oh, no, no.
Mrs. Dresner?
Yes. Oh, you are a friend of my son's.
Oh.
Get under the stairs. They'll be downstairs soon. You'll be safe there. Please, hide. Please. Hide under the stairs. Upstairs to bullying. There's no one here.
Oh, thank God. No! Are you going to tell?
Hello, Danka.
And just
the splash of color in this shot.
Oh, wow. The one girl in red. It really blows my mind that there are a number of people that, you know, are sympathize with Nazis today. I cannot fathom it.
Or people that use the propaganda to like be edgy or try to get attention or
yeah. Both of these things. All the things.
Believing it or even believing it's okay to think it's okay to like advocate in any way for the normalizing of anything like this is crazy.
Also, to add to all this, fuck Kanye West.
Dude, I was trying not to say a specific name, but that's the biggest of them.
Yes. Jesus. The girl in the red in the background.
Yeah, getting out. I cannot imagine making this movie as a Jewish person, and like, I wonder if it's cathartic, like a telling the story so people see it, you know, like getting the story out there, but the difficulty of just going through the trauma of learning and making and recreating.
Coy, you know what's crazy? We're only an hour and 13 minutes.
Dude,
into
I'm
this.
struggling. This is my least favorite thing I've done on this channel.
Yeah.
Because I'm like angry in a way that like hurts my body. Like I'm just like a closed fist, but all of me, and I'm just not enjoying the experience.
Like I really hope there's some sort of silver lining. I understand this is a very important movie. This is a very real and graphic movie. It's just a hard one to
I know I need to have seen it, and I'm, you know, not ignoring the importance of it, just struggling with it.
Yeah. Yeah, when I told you, Andrew, we were watching this movie, he said it's a great movie, but I would never watch it again.
Yeah.
I'm like, I completely understand.
Oh.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Shit. Like, what is the frame of mind someone has to be in to, like, think this is, you're doing good, you know?
I think hate is pretty, as soon as you other someone, you know?
So yeah, this is very powerful.
Like, I think people dehumanize, and then it's just.
Also, the horrible. He's like playing piano while like people are dying in the background. That's so insane. What a horrible contrast. Like, the one hand in the air, bro.
I wish this fucking light were over.
I wish this movie was over.
Yeah, man.
Fellow reject, I've been going to therapy since I believe around 2012, and admittedly in the past couple of months, I haven't been as consistent as I like to be. And with that, I tend to fall into like old patterns of having a difficult time asking for help, having a difficult time being honest with myself, having a difficult time just opening up in general. But going back recently, it's helped me reconnect with my actual values in life. And already I feel like the direction has been helping me get my mental health and personal life back on the track I want it to be at. And that's why today I'm happy to talk about RULA. It's an online platform that helps you connect with licensed therapists that will specialize in you. RULA makes it easy to find affordable, high-quality therapy that's actually covered by insurance. You just go to RULA.com/rejects, answer a few questions, and they'll match you with a therapist who fits your needs and schedule. You can meet with them online, and RULA patients typically pay $15 per session when using insurance. They make therapy accessible in a way that alleviates a lot of the problems that I often hear from people when they're trying to get into therapy. There's no waiting list, there's no calling around, it's seamless. And of course, if you do decide to sign up, you'll more than likely be asked how you heard about them. It would mean a lot if you could also support us and let them know we sent you by choosing our name in their drop-down menu. And sincerely, you deserve mental health that works for you and not against your budget. So you can find the therapist that's right for you at RULA.com/rejects. That's RULA.com/rejects. Thank you again, RULA. Take care of yourselves, people.
Because there's no way anything could happen to these people to scale of like us feeling there was any sort of justice because of the truth of it. Like there's not a fiction that could make this okay because of the truth of it.
Ooh, the silence is deafening. Are they going to try to pull this shit where like, oh, now Schindler has a heart because he's not making money?
I don't know.
Yeah, they killed all the people who were working for...
Or put them on trains out or into camps.
Yeah.
The worst is over. We are workers now.
Oh. It is not. It is not.
Why? The tension from the opening of this film just never
lets up. Oh my God! This is one of those roles where I'm like, I don't know how people don't hate Ralph Fiennes in real life.
Right. I mean, he's gone on to do so many things. I think it's helped, like, you know, spread out the connection to him.
What the? Why? Ugh.
So you never feel safe.
Amon, you're such a damn fucking child.
Wakey, wakey.
Make coffee.
Make us a son.
Yeah, the thing is about Schindler himself, like, I still hate him, but in a way they've laid out what his motivations are. I just don't understand Ralph Fiennes. He's just a terrible person. I mean, they're both terrible, but...
The SS will manage certain industries itself inside Russia. A metalworks, brush factory.
Yeah.
Another for reprocessing Jewish clothing from the ghettos for use by bombed-out families back home.
Everybody's gone.
They're not gone. They're here.
They're mine!
They're not yours.
You could make things easier for me. I'd be grateful.
How are you holding up over there, Coy?
I'm just mad, man. I'm like, the commentary's tricky because like it's just repeating similar ideas of like, it's just getting more despicable and I have no new input like
to add to it.
Yeah, I'm just mad. Like that's not commentary, it's just facts.
Yeah.
It's just a statement.
I think the thing I'm, again, going back to what I was talking about a little earlier, is like Ralph Fiennes' character, was he always this evil? Like something molded him to this way? I don't think we're going to get those answers in this movie, but
But like that was so common with people. Like as soon as you don't see someone as human, you're able to do this, and that is a human thing that's disgusting.
I gave it to him, but independence costs money. This you understand. Look at me. Don't forget who you are working for now.
Man, those shark eyes, like just dead.
I would say we still have a lot more movie to go, but I'm still having a hard time sort of garnering Spielberg's intent other than, showing just how horrible the Nazis are.
I think it's you make a big enough movie that enough people see it to realize the scope of the horror, because, it's photos don't do it justice, and hearing about it unless you live it, and movies connect you differently. So I think that would be the merit is you're living it in a way, obviously, but like more than a photo.
Yeah.
I couldn't get you out of here. Be all right. Anyway, I'm here almost every week. Wednesdays usually. I look in on you, see how you're doing. These in your pocket.
I saw you just shake your head. What made you?
Just like him thinking he's doing him a kindness. Like the
Herr Director, don't let things fall apart. I work too hard. Thanks for it. Good luck.
And there's an element of to your point of like why I think of how like history books turn pictures of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X black and white to make it seem like longer ago. I feel like books make this feel longer ago, but a movie makes it feel more now. Even black and white, it's still humans doing atrocities. So I just can't imagine making this or acting in it or watching it more than once.
I've got some workers coming in tomorrow. Where the hell are they from again?
Yugoslavia, Commandant.
I've got to make room.
Ugh.
Make me a hinge.
Yes, sir.
Ugh.
But you've been working since, I think, about 6 this morning. Such a small pile of hinges.
Oh, no.
Oh, Christ.
Check the angle lever. Maybe it's bent.
No. You when you click it was the angle lever, it's the pin.
What's happening in the background? I hate this.
I was put on to shoveling coal.
Oh, wow. His gun's not working. Whoa.
Strange, huh?
Wow. Saved by the gun jams.
For now.
For now, yeah.
Thank you, sir. You're welcome.
Tell him about the chicken.
Still, nobody knows.
What a brave kid.
You committed this crime.
No, sir.
But you know who, though?
Yes.
Who?
Him!
Smart kid.
Yeah.
Thank you again, Herr Director.
You're welcome again.
It's an honor to work for such a great company.
Yeah, man.
Great to have you.
I promise to learn everything there is to know about enamel production.
That's great.
So he's just like getting the people that are spared, or?
Hello? Miss Elsa
I only
Kraus
need
is here.
5
She wants
minutes.
to speak to the Herr Director.
Oh, wow, what a shot.
Yes. He won't see you.
Why did he give Ben Kingsley the lighter earlier?
Yeah, I'm not sure, because then we saw the guy with the lighter doing the ledger, so I'm wondering if he's like giving people the items he's being given, like if he's helping make life better for the people.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay.
Please, sit down.
God, I forget Liam Neeson's tall as hell.
Yeah.
What can I do for you?
They say that no one dies here. They say your factory is a haven. They say you are good. My name is Regina Perlmann, not Elsa Krause. I've been living in Krakow and forced paper since the ghetto massacre. My parents are in Warsaw. Please bring them here.
Whether or not a worker has certain skills, that's what I ask, and that's what I care about.
My father is an importer, not a metal worker.
Cry, and I will have you arrested.
His place is a haven, didn't you know? It's not a factory for rabbis and orphans and people with no skills whatsoever.
Yeah, this is when it comes to it.
No, I'm not losing money. That's not the point.
But the point is...
It's dangerous.
You have to understand, Göth is under enormous pressure. You have to think of it in his situation.
And he's got the war, which brings out the worst in people. Never the good, always the bad.
There you go, Aaron. That's why.
In normal circumstances, he wouldn't be like this.
It's actually not a bad guy.
Normal circumstances.
Somebody escaped from a work detail outside the wire. Göth lined up everybody from the missing command's barracks. He walked down the line shooting every other man with a pistol. 25.
Oh.
Perlman. Husband and wife.
Jacob and Hannah Perlman!
This is interesting. First time we're hearing a guitar like this.
Yeah, first time we're hearing anything positive.
Have Goldberg bring them over.
Just a little bit of humanity amongst the darkness and silence and violence.
Yeah.
That makes me think those photos and things we were talking about earlier. This must have been a guy that did help some people in the atrocious times.
Yeah, because obviously he's still a Nazi, but I'd have a hard time imagining Steven Spielberg making a movie where nobody has an arc.
Or any redeeming factors at all.
Whatsoever.
Like that's just 3 hours of
just
there has to be
suffering.
some humanity in it, like this moment, like this.
Yeah.
And she got to see it. She got to know her parents were alive for now. It is interesting. We really haven't had anyone to really attach to for long.
My first day here, he beat me because I threw out the bones from dinner. He came down to the basement at midnight and he asked me where they were for his dogs.
They're lighting her like they had lit him earlier. I'm wondering if she becomes an important character for watching thoughtfulness or something.
Why are you beating me? He said the reason I beat you now is because you ask why I beat you. One day he will shoot me.
No, he won't shoot you.
I see things. Right there below us, and there on the steps, he drew his gun and he shot a woman who was passing by. Just a woman on her way somewhere. You know, she was no fatter or thinner or slower or faster than anyone else, and I couldn't guess what.
What a monologue.
The more you see, there is no set rules that you can live by. You can say to yourself, if I follow these rules, I will be safe.
I think that's what the character is meant to represent, is the inhumanity of just the violence.
He shot the woman from the steps because she meant nothing to him. But you, Helen, it's all right. It's not that kind of a kiss.
Man.
Why do you drink that motor oil?
If only he just fell over. The edge.
Let's send another one.
You're not a drunk. That's real control. Control is power.
Is that why they fear us? They fear us because we have the power to kill arbitrarily. It's not power, though. That's justice. It's different than power. Power is when we have every justification to kill, and we don't.
I don't know if he's going to be able to manipulate him in that way.
That's what the Emperor said. A man stole something, he's brought in before the Emperor, he throws himself down on the ground, he begs for mercy, and the Emperor pardons him.
He's saying earning loyalty is power.
Yeah, but I just don't know. I mean, he may save 1 or 2 people, but I don't know if you get through to this sociopath.
Yeah, I don't know if
I see what he's trying.
Yeah, I don't know if you're going to manipulate him that way. Yeah, I agree with you.
That is power.
Appeal to his ego. I mean,
Yeah, no, it's a smart tack. I just don't know.
he's trying to appeal to his ego, but in a sort of way, that's what he's also doing. Yeah, that's our man earlier. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus.
The dichotomy of these shots, man. The transitions are so clever between like horror to horror to moment of joy to horror, like the seesaw into that.
Yeah, you don't know what's going to happen. Keeps you on your toes in that way.
I've been unable to remove the stains from your bathtub.
What are you using, Itzhak?
Soap, Commandant.
Go ahead, go on, leave. I pardon you.
Ah, yes, power.
His body language is so interesting because like Ralph Fiennes is not as fat as he's standing, but it's to show that like gluttony and that like arrogance and that posturing. But it's really, I wonder how much weight he tried to gain quickly because he's usually a pretty skinny guy. But like the body language is so like grotesque and like gluttonous.
Totally. He wants to be God.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That kind of like arrogant posturing, even though his body is not built that way.
What the hell? Dude, no. What the hell are you doing? Oh.
Pray to the Almighty that He will forgive me if I intone the blessings. Baruch atah Hashem Eloheinu melech ha'olam.
Beautiful moment in this horrible time.
This is where you come to hide from me.
Oh, no.
You really are a wonderful cook and a well-trained servant. If you need a reference after the war, I'd be happy to give you one.
Oh, God.
It's getting lonely down here, and you're listening to everyone upstairs having such a good time.
Are you as uncomfortable as I am?
Oh, dude,
You can answer, but what's the right answer? That's what you're thinking. What does he want to hear?
Knowing that no one knows how to be around you and how you're just angry by default. Like, what a tricky role to play, but ugh.
I would like so much to reach out and touch you in your loneliness.
No, you just keep your loneliness to yourself.
And I realize that you're not a person in the strictest sense of the word, but...
What the hell? I'm not even surprised, I know, but...
Talking for both of them, and she's just shaking.
When they compare you to vermin and to rodents and to lice, I just... No, you make a good point.
She didn't say anything, Doug.
Is this the face of a rat? Are these the eyes of a rat?
Muy mili.
In contrast.
Mm-hmm.
Fire hand.
Oh, no.
No, I don't think so.
Oh. Whoa. This man is insane. Whoa. What the fuck? What the... She didn't do anything! God! This man needs to die.
Yeah, I hope that's at least the ending we get for this story.
Thank you very much for the lovely cake.
Oh. Yeah, she's scared too. Did he kiss her on the lips? Oh, God.
Everyone's just trying to stay alive, man.
I know, man. I know.
Oh, I meant them, but also I said everyone's just trying to stay alive.
Yeah.
A Jewish boy handed them pieces of string to tie their shoes together. And then they were herded down a big corridor. The SS gave them soap. They told them to breathe all the time because it's good for disinfecting.
What sense does it make to kill your own workforce? To go to all this trouble of assembling a workforce only to...
Yeah.
All of the rationalizations you can...
We have to go to the appel class. There is going to be a selection.
This was only like 80 years ago. It's so crazy to think, like...
Yeah. Not even that long ago.
You could afford to lose some weight, Amon. And you've got to cut down on the cognac.
Money.
Oh, keep drinking.
Got another shipment coming in. They've got to separate the sick from the healthy.
Oh, no. So cruel. It's all so cruel. What are you doing?
To make your cheeks rosier so you look healthier.
Look alive, Rebecca.
Terrible. I had no idea they had to do that either. Ugh.
Whose bright idea was it to get rid of him?
Oh, man, he was so close. Ugh. Struggling, Aaron.
I am too, bro. I am too.
Go back to the barracks.
Oh my God!
This is horrible. Separating these families. Wow. In a toilet, dog. In a toilet. Oh, this is awful. Fuck you! This.
Get out. This is our place.
Jesus. Oh, poor kids.
I've been rendered speechless.
Yeah.
Sorry for the audience that wanted to watch us react to this. I don't know how to react to it. I found my limit.
Yeah, a drink? Or something called Bola.
The playing, the accentuating and the flippancy of like another beautiful day, a day at the office, the linen clothes, having a drink. Like they've done such a good job reminding us how evil even the Schindler, like he still deserves to die horribly.
Oh yeah.
And that's like our best case scenario in a world of pure evil.
Right, it's the one who's trying to save them for his own personal gain, not
But
because
like
he actually
still
cares.
just has no humanity at all.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing human about him. Even in the moment of humanity, like this is
Do you say we get your fire hoses out here and hose down the cars?
Where's the fire?
And I understand what they're like.
like I said, a moment of humanity, but it's still like
This is really cruel, Oskar. You're giving them hope. You shouldn't do that.
what was that sentence? A moment, an hour of life is still whatever that expression was. She said, "That's what this is, I suppose."
Why are you guys laughing? For a second, I thought they were laughing because it wasn't actually water, but no, it's clearly water.
Every time the train stops, you open the doors, you give them water, yeah?
Jawohl.
Yeah.
Not anywhere near to the same degree, but that scene made me think of Augie Smith in Peacemaker season 2. He was like, I'm like, even though they're in the Nazi world, trying to do the best I can with the little I can.
Yeah. It's such a reflection to how bad things have gotten that Nazis are back in pop culture because we have to have commentary on them. Like, there should be no reality where after this, we even need to acknowledge beyond it was a horrible, despicable blight on humanity. But the fact that 2025, we're making art that has to acknowledge a present problem is how far and awful things have gotten.
Yeah.
I'm just so angry right now, too.
I know, bro. I'm right there with you. This is a a draining experience, but an important one.
Yeah, I'm not. In no way does my silence, me being like, "Why am I doing this?" It's just acknowledging the struggle of it.
Yeah.
I kissed a Jewish girl.
Did your brick fall off?
Is this the fall of Schindler?
She was Jewish. She shouldn't have done it, but she was very good looking.
Oh, that guy's black, cold eyes.
They cast a spell on you, you know, the Jews. It's like a virus. I see this all the time. It's a matter of money.
You're offering me a bribe?
I guess I didn't think of it in that way. It felt, I registered it as gross when it was happening, but I'm like, I guess you're making a statement by kissing someone Jewish in front of everybody like that.
But what I'm speaking to is like he showed a kindness, and now that's going to be escalating. Like clearly he's been kinder than them.
God forbid you ever get a real taste for Jewish skirt. That's not just good old-fashioned Jew-hating talk. It's policy now.
Ugh, that feels too familiar. To current things in America right now. Obviously nowhere near to the degree of what's happening
hopefully
here,
people
but
are watching this, acknowledging that when we say that, we are aware of the scale of this. Just the fact that even a tenth of a fraction of 0.5% of things getting back to.
No. We're at this point now.
Jetzt geht auch schneller.
Oh God. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. It's real hard to look at the screen right now. Yeah. Oh.
There's the little girl.
The little girl.
What a smart use of movie magic to show us the little moment and have him remember. And man,
I'm to help organize the shipments, put myself on the last train.
That's not what I was going to say.
Wow.
The directives coming in from Berlin mention special treatment more and more often. I'd like to think that's not what you mean.
Do we have to invent a whole new language?
I think so. Of course, you'll have to hire new workers. Poles, I guess, they cost a little more, but...
I've done what I came here for. I've got more money than any man can spend in a lifetime.
Oh, now that you get to be rich, you get to have a heart. Wow.
Someday, this is all going to end, you know.
However you rationalize.
I was going to say we'll have a drink then.
I think I better have it now.
Oh.
And it's tough. The movie wants me to like sympathize with Schindler.
I don't think fully. I don't think in any no. Fuck that guy.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
But like, like he's seeing like the error of his ways.
But that's
so,
what
like,
they're
trying to humanize him, is what I'm saying.
It's interesting to have someone that you can see as a shade of less evil, but still pure evil.
Yeah.
But a shade less, and that you need that in a movie.
But I think the Schindler is one of the few Nazis you've seen in the movie who hasn't overtly been, I guess, outwardly racist, but he's capitalized on the situation.
Well, he's had moments of trying to help, but and there is a lot of like, what do you do otherwise? Like he said as much, but he's still hanging out with.
Yeah.
Still nuts.
What I'm saying is like he hasn't referred to them as like the subhuman terms the other ones have, but still he's capitalizing on the situation.
Yeah,
which
he's
still makes him
profiteering
shitty.
off of one of the great atrocities of humanity.
If I'm making 100, you've got to be making 3. And if you admit to making 3, then it's 4, actually. But how?
I just told you.
No, you did, but you didn't.
He literally can't fathom. He's frustrated because he can't figure out why they should live.
What's a person worth?
No. What's one worth to you?
God.
I want all of them. Ishmael Fisher.
I just realized this is Schindler's List.
Yeah.
Somehow, my brain didn't put together where we were getting. What a fascinating choice of protagonist-ish.
Yeah, protagonist.
Yeah.
You can do the same thing I'm doing. You might even make money at it.
I don't know.
Come on, Julius. I know about the extra food and clothes you get them paid for out of your own pocket.
Oh, he's trying, man.
I've done all I can.
I will not accept that.
No, Oskar, I can't do any
I will
more.
not accept that.
Can you imagine knowing every name you type, you get to save a life in this horrible situation? Like knowing you're at least doing that, like that's something like hope.
That's it. You can finish that page.
So that's what's happening, right? He's trying to save everyone who's not going to Auschwitz.
He's trying to save people from going to Auschwitz.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to say.
Finish the page and leave one space at the bottom.
What, is that space for you?
Yeah, I assume. I wonder if he wants to type it.
Or write it by hand.
The list is life. All around its margins lies the gulf.
That's beautiful.
There's one more name I want to put there. I'll never find a maid as well trained as her at Brinditz. They're all country girls.
Wow.
She's just going to Auschwitz #2 anyway. What difference does it make?
Not go to Auschwitz. I'd never do that to her. I want to grow old with her.
You want to grow old with her?
You can't take her to Vienna with you.
No, of course I can't. The next most merciful thing, I should take her into the woods and shoot her painlessly in the back of the head.
She's not your property, bro. She's a person. Ah.
Hey, your name's clearly.
We are the family Dresdner.
Yuda, Jonas, Donata, and Chaya.
Wow, what a contrast at the beginning of the movie.
What a different list. Every time they've gone through this process, it's the other.
Oldek and Mila Pfefferberg. Haralbit, Dolek.
It's the first name we heard.
Marcel Goldberg.
Klipstein, Isaac Devi.
Altman Edward.
It's smart to show faces we've seen throughout, but also the red dress being the iconic thing because the loss is so important, and then some sort of hope near the end.
Where's the server?
Every time they say that, it gets worse.
Yeah. Well, just stop saying that, please. I just want good things for you guys. Oh, these poor people.
Wonderful, Oleg. We make ice in the water.
Wow.
The train with the women has already left Pashov, but it's only a short walk further to the factory, where hot soup and bread is waiting for you. Welcome to Brinditz.
Felt so tense hearing anything positive around all those Nazis. It's crazy the mix of emotions this movie gives at all times, and the arc he's gone on.
Yeah. It's, you know, we really hated him when he started.
What do you like?
Oh, what's wrong? No. Oh, little Nazi kid. The women not going to his factory? No. What the hell happened? Kind of surprised to see a woman officer in their mindset.
Yeah, Nazi women were out there too.
Where are the list makers? Where are the tapes?
I'm saying, like, I guess in their racist, sexist powers, I'm surprised to see a woman in
Oh,
power.
being allowed to have power. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's like 5 minutes of hope.
Mama, where are we?
You see, every time they say the thing about hope, or like, it's going to be better.
The train was never routed here. A paperwork mistake.
Paperwork mistake.
No. Yep. I don't know if I can, y'all. Like, why do we gotta watch this? It's water?
Yeah.
I 100% thought they were getting gas just now.
Yeah, same.
Ugh. Oh, now they're okay. Okay.
You are not the only industrialist who needs labor. Why do you think I can help you if I can't help IG Farm?
Where they're covering his eyes.
Yeah.
The train comes, we turn it around.
Yes.
It's yours.
I understand.
You shouldn't get stuck on names.
Well, you should get stuck with a foot up your ass. Yeah, man, there's these long stretches, you're just like, what do you even say, you know?
Yeah, I really don't know what this reaction's going to be at the end. This might be 40 minutes of just us staring traumatically.
Yeah.
I mean, I think one of the beautiful things is like these moments of feeling hope in the horror and him risking everything, and the willingness to risk everything is something amongst horror, but the feeling isn't good. It's just less bad.
These are my workers. They should be on my train. Their fingers polish the insides of shell metal casings. How else am I to polish the inside of a 45mm shell casing? You tell me.
Smart.
Yeah.
Aggressive and dehumanizing like them, but for the purpose of logic.
Knows how to manipulate them Nazis.
Yeah. And he legit went in behind enemy lines, and well, it was even enemy lines you're a Nazi too, but like behind Auschwitz lines and rescued.
Maybe the purpose of those photos at the beginning in the first half were to highlight the contrast from him standing amongst Nazis to him standing amongst
Right, like he was trying to get power, trying to get money, and then over the course of these years, at least did this.
Yeah.
And yes, standing amongst them is a really good point. Visually, this is him amongst them, literally walking them directly into some sort of haven while still surrounded by Nazis.
And then the first half of the movie is him gaining the power and respect to do something like this because he is regarded so wellly.
Right.
And has influence in that world.
I can't imagine like the behind the scenes of coming up with this conceit and like how, like whether Oskar Schindler was like known amongst these communities. Because again, this was only 80 years ago. His grandkids are alive if he had any.
Yeah.
Under the Business's Compensation Fund, I am entitled to file damage claims for such death.
Smart.
If you shoot, you go to prison, I get paid. There will be no interference of any kind with production. Guards will no longer be allowed on the factory floor.
Wow.
Okay.
That's power.
Yeah, it is.
For your cooperation, you have my gratitude. Come on, go.
Smart.
Yeah, that was power right there.
Don't make enemies. Set boundaries. Get them drunk. Don't. Yeah, that's smart. Because the whole time, every time he does something nice, I'm so worried for him.
Yeah, which is a crazy thing to even
right?
think from where we were. Because I was like, oh, there has to be repercussions on his part for, being so bold.
Yeah, but he just keeps gaining power enough to be bold.
No doorman or maitre d' will ever mistake you again.
Oh.
And we have another church scene of him.
The artillery shells, tank shells, rocket casing failed quality control test.
Uh-oh.
I wouldn't worry about it. We'll get it right one of these days.
There's a rumor you've been going around miscalibrating the machines.
Ha!
They could shut us down, send us back to Auschwitz.
You have to make weapons of war. Ugh.
If this factory ever produces a shell that can actually be fired, I'll be very unhappy.
Wow.
Fewer shells will be made. He's buying them to sell them. Man, what a fine line that is, because that is risking lives, but also saving lives-ish.
Rabbi.
Good, Herr Director.
Sun's going down.
Yes, it is.
Is that Mark Rylance?
I don't think so, but I hear and see similarity.
What's the matter with you? You should be preparing for the Sabbath.
Wow.
I've got some wine in my office. Come.
Wow, man.
What a different guy.
Different guy.
The movie opened with candles being lit, and we're going back to color at the end?
I don't think quite yet.
I see color. Not even like for the last bit, like I'm wondering, but yeah. Wonder if this be the first time they hear the language spoken.
Yeah.
Or sung, like we're hearing with joy.
Yeah, curious. Oh, he's having a hard time. He's gonna rat.
Yeah, I'm
He's
worried about
so gonna rat.
Someone's gonna be.
Do you have any money hidden away someplace that I don't know about?
Oh, then he's saying he's screwed.
Yeah, did you
bankrupt.
spend a lifetime of money in 7 months?
Why? Am I broke?
Yesterday morning at 2:41.
To survive?
The German war is therefore at an end. But let us not forget for a moment.
I think it's time the guards came into the factory.
At midnight tonight, the war is over. You'll begin the process of looking for survivors of your families.
You won't find them.
Oh.
I'm a member of the Nazi Party. I'm a munitions manufacturer. At midnight, you'll be free, and I'll be hunted. I know you have received orders from our commandant to dispose of the population of this camp. Here they are. They're all here. This is your opportunity.
Jeez.
Or you could leave and return to your families as men instead of murderers.
It's like, all right, I'm out.
That one dude's cast so well because I want him gone.
Thank you, Mr. Yeah.
What?
Thank you, Mr. Yere.
Some money, I'm guessing.
Oh, ring.
I want that cloth distributed to the workers. 2.5 meters each. Also, each person is to get a bottle of vodka.
Hey.
Likewise, those Egyptian cigarettes we organized.
It'll be done. Everything you ask.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone on this journey. I definitely am seeing him now as someone who did everything he could in an impossible circumstance, but still, the start to this point is what a crazy arc.
In case you were captured, every worker has signed it.
Wow. They're advocating for you. Wow.
Whoever saves one life saves the world entire.
Bro. I wonder if that was intentional. Like if that was...
Yeah, I think it was just so emotional.
I meant like I wonder if that was in the script. But yeah, it seems like it probably was. Because it was, like you said, emotional.
I could have got more. I don't know if I just...
Aww.
If I just...
There will be generations because of what you did.
Wow.
Good would have bought this car. Why did I keep the car? 10 people right there.
I understand its intentions, so I have conflicting emotions about that scene. So on one hand, I'm like, wow, that's very kind. He wants that sense of wanting to help people. But on the other hand, I'm like, should the people that have been persecuted, the people that should be like holding you close on the same hand. I was like, their families are dead. Why are they the ones comforting you?
I mean, he's not one to do anything, and he's all they had. I mean, he is the why they're alive. So I see that sense of
Yeah, like I see both. That's why I said I'm conflicted. I'm like, he's trying to do a good thing. Okay, they're just sleeping. Thank God.
You have been liberated by the Soviet army. Where should we go? Don't go east. They hate you there.
Jeez.
We could use some food. Isn't that a town over there?
Wow. So many people. That's incredible.
Heil Hitler.
Come on, y'all. Good.
Was there something there?
There was something there. Subtitles blocked it. Whoa.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
Lived until 74.
70s.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
I love that they brought this into color, and the movie being in black and white is a lot of the imagery we grew up seeing of the horrors, and you get to see the real present.
Yeah, it's beautiful. This whole thing showcasing how many lives he saved.
And like they said, generations, like people that are having families and exist because of him. It's always interesting to see at the end of movies people playing and how much they look alike, and here to have them actually paired with the person is a really beautiful way to
showcase that,
connect them, and also like do this last beat of a biopic kind of reality.
Great way to honor them.
Yeah, in such a real way. Wow.
Sheesh.
Wow.
That's incredible. And this was made in the late 90s, so even more people since then.
Yeah. The level of impact. Wow.
Oh, Liam Neeson there. Whew. Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Let's talk about Schindler's List. I did all the intro, outro, which means I got to cue you up first. I'm sorry, because I know it's not going to be easy, but Aaron?
Man, that was... we've watched a lot of movies here on this channel over the years that have been here, and I can without a doubt say that was the toughest reaction that I've ever had to do. It was an important movie to watch, not only for life, but, to be able to experience that and get like a larger feeling, or at least some semblance of understanding. I know it doesn't fully capture the gravity of the situation, but I feel like they did a great job of showcasing the weight of what that time was like within a 3-hour span. And you saw us, we were both mad as hell for most of this movie.
Yeah.
But to be able to come out on the other side with a sense of some semblance of catharsis and a sense of gratitude and scope for how Oskar Schindler's effect in his change of heart really was able to cause so many lives to be able to be saved and make the best out of a bad situation.
Even our change of heart. Like I was mad at him for like most of it.
Yeah.
And then I realized the impossibility of the situation. So even just in the storytelling skill of how we felt.
Yeah. And you kind of said it earlier in the movie about Steven Spielberg's ability to makes you have the sense of wonder and these feelings of grandeur and really root for people. And I feel like that same ability to feel skews both ways, or is able to be as a pendulum that swings in clearly all directions of horror and loss and anger, but he can create such feelings of sentimentality and joy and catharsis. And I feel like he did an amazing job directing this film and showcasing that full spectrum, even though a lot of it was on the darker, angrier, sadder, frustrating side of it. To be able to come across and get to the other side was, I don't know if rewarding is the right word, but it did feel a sense of release, getting to see that people were able to live by the end of this. But yeah, that's how I'm feeling coming out of the experience. Coy, how about you?
I am overwhelmed. I echo your sentiments about, I've been doing this for quite a while and watched, so many movies, but there's something just so extra brutal and unrelenting and painful, and this movie is just so hard to watch and even think about. Like, I don't want to pretend that I want those images in my head while also acknowledging that I know how important it is to honor them.
Yeah.
So I don't like movies that the word like is incorrect. I don't often watch movies that put me in this space just because I try not to add too much darkness to the world in my own life. So, like, I used to think I didn't like horror movies because I was like, why would I add that to my brain? Yeah. I have, over the last few years, found merit in horror movies, certain horror movies and things, and this is real horror. And so I had avoided this movie just because I knew I didn't even know what the list was, but I knew Nazis, I knew Spielberg made it, so I knew it wasn't going to be a romp, right? Like, that's all I knew.
Same.
So I had avoided it. But in a lot of ways, I'm glad I did, because I think I needed to be grown. I'm glad this came out the same year as Jurassic Park. What a 1-2. But like, I was 5. So I'm glad I didn't watch this in my teens. I don't think I would have grasped the depth of it. I'm glad, maybe not even in my 20s. Like, this is when I needed to see the movie, and it was so infuriating. And I, in part, feel like I needed to see it now just because of the way the world is going. And I know that's, a lot of people think it's hyperbolic. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's overused. And I literally had someone on some social media yesterday. They responded to one of my comments, and someone said, don't bother talking to this guy. They're literally tweeting Nazi rhetoric, and the person responded like, oh no, not the dreaded N-word. And I was like, we have fallen so far. And so to have that happen yesterday in my real life, and then to watch this, to realize like the flippancy of the imagery and the ideas and the acceptance of even this being, like I said during it, this having to be brought back into pop culture because of the backsliding scares me. Yeah. So my main takeaway before we get to the Patreon questions is I think anyone that finds this acceptable to even think that this term is fine needs to be like Clockwork Orange with this. Like, there needs to be more education clearly isn't cutting it anymore. So like I just feel like there's such a horrible world that we've escaped, that we left behind, and I just never want to see any people have to face this again. So what an experience. But yeah, I think those are all my just jumble of thoughts.
All right. Well, yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with everything you said. And,
I'm also very impressed with the arc of Liam Neeson, filmmaking wise. Very impressed, as I said during it, that Spielberg is able to create awe and wonder, and then on the other side create horror and trauma. Like, he's so good at emotion, he's so good at filmmaking. So I just want to give those flowers. The writing was also incredible because it did set enough things up to really have some sense of positive at the end, even though, like, obviously it's really impressive. There was even the ability to feel positive after that. So that's commendable. But man, what a brutal experience.
What a brutal experience. And we're about to get into the questions. But before we do, one final time for the video. Fuck Kanye West. Okay.
Oh, also on the other side, that's the negative. The positive. Prepper, thank you. Before we get into this, this must not have been easy to edit. This is probably one of the more difficult things to get on YouTube. Thank you. And to anyone watching this, before we get into Patreon questions, you, the viewer on YouTube, do something good today. Just something good.
Please.
Like, call someone you love, tell them you love them. Plant a tree, something as small as, opening the door for someone, something as big as whatever you can think of. But, like, just do something good to bring some girls into the world after that. Just
feed
good.
your neighbor, donate
do
to
something.
charity.
Yeah.
Something good, please. All right.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. Do you want to start with the first question?
Oh, yes. It's my job. I'm in the chair. First up, thank you to Adrian Prepalita. Hey, Coy and Aaron, I remember reading Schindler's List for the first time and how much that book affected me, so I was a little worried the movie wouldn't live up to my expectations, but it actually exceeded them. Could you please name other adaptations that you think are as good or even better than the source material? Thank you for a lighter question that I was afraid of to start. That gives me some comfort that I can actually answer this one. Thank you, Adrian. Any off the dome? I got a few.
That are as good or better than the source material?
Yes.
No.
I think Fight Club actually exceeds the book, and I love the book. I think Fight Club's an incredible book. The ending of the movie actually works for me better than the book, but they're both exceptional, but I think the book is actually a little bit better. I personally enjoy some of the swings that like comic movies have taken from their source material because I think the mediums are very different. Not like a certain one off the dome, but I think as a medium, comic movies and comics, I like that they're separate, and I think sometimes the comics can exceed them. But Fight Club is probably my biggest one.
The only thing I can think of as far as source material that apparently that exceeds it is The Boys.
Oh, yeah. I would agree with that. I think The Boys does exceed the books. There's got to be more. I'm just like, my brain is blanking from all that.
Because most of the time it's
the other way
around. Exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, Fight Club and certain comic book movies. Thank you. Great question. I as soon as we're done, I'm going to think of like 20 because this is a thing I think about all the time, but none are coming to my head right now. Next up, Thomas Almond. Hey, Coy and Aaron, after watching such an iconic movie and powerfully disturbing movie, can you think of any other great, powerful movies you can only watch once? One of mine is Casualties of War. I'm not a big war movie guy, so I'm sure there are many in that genre, as this sounds like it might also be. Any movies that you can only watch once?
Only watched once. I remember seeing Boy in the Striped Pajamas in high school, and that one really messed me up. That's tough. Movie that I probably wouldn't watch again unless it was for the explicit purpose of showing somebody else would probably be Green Mile, which will be coming at some point on this channel. Maybe already out by the time this comes out. Who knows? And what's another one that the book Color Purple is pretty rough. But as far as movies go, Sing Sing was also pretty rough. That one got me.
I like that movie.
That movie fucked
Quality
me up.
flick. No, it is.
I was sobbing in the theater. Oh my God.
Yeah. This one I will not watch again.
Yeah, I probably will never watch.
I don't think I'll even. I don't even think.
I wouldn't show anybody this movie. But it was a really well made movie. Really important movie.
Man, I don't want to experience that again.
No, but
while honoring it.
Yeah, those are the ones that come to mind at this particular point in time. What about you?
It's funny. I can usually hang. Like I like Requiem for a Dream. A lot of people only watch that once, and I'm like, yo, there's a lot of insane imagery that makes. I like that some movies can feel like a punch in the gut. Like I think that's nice.
Yeah.
In a dark way. But like I don't enjoy like Saw, like torture porn stuff. But Requiem has a different darkness to it. So like. This has got to be the pinnacle for me. Not a lot of others coming to mind. But great question because there's got to be others. Next up, Resonance Z. This might be a watch along that I might have to miss because after seeing it once, I don't really want to watch it again.
Understandable.
Great film, but also too much of a gut punch to see again. Question, however, do you believe the movie should be requiring viewing for school, or is it too much? Actually, go ahead first.
I know my girlfriend recently said she watched this in school, and I'm like, damn, but I guess it took them like 4 days to watch this one movie, which, maybe is more palatable trying to watch it in 4 chunks rather than sitting in the entirety. But yeah, I feel like if you're in a history class and, you guys talking about World War II and everything that was happening in Germany, I feel like this is probably an important one to watch, even though obviously it isn't exactly a fun time. Neither was the actual events of what happened, but I would say it is important. Yeah, and then giving other context. Also, surprisingly, yeah, Hitler was not in this movie at all, which is interesting. Wasn't technically about that, but yeah. What do you think, man?
I think I learned a lot in high school, and like I remember a lot of the Nazi stuff we learned because of the images, and I remember like we learned about concentration camps, we learned about horrors, and a lot of the images stuck with me. I don't think I was mature enough for this movie then, but if those images stuck with me, these movie images might. I think if people are drifting a certain way, this should be shown. Like I could see this being something where, like, if troubled youth are starting to act a certain way, this should be shown, So, like, I think it would be a case by case. I don't know if it should be, like, required viewing on the curriculum, but...
Well, I'm glad you said that. I feel like especially now this should probably be required viewing, given the divisiveness of how certain things are viewed in our country.
That's kind of what I'm leaning towards, is, like, depending on the way things start going.
Yeah, I think it's already it's already starting to go there. So I think that with that in mind, seeing how horrible things can get and seeing in real time what people will justify in the name of what they perceive as good for their country.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is an important one to show.
Yeah, I'm gonna go that way too. I'm gonna say yes. All right, Jay Rushton. Question: what is your favorite World War II movie?
Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan, I think, is mine too.
Yep.
Pretty great.
Yep.
What's that one that's like a video game, kind of like Wolfenstein? There's like a werewolf Nazi. Huh?
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Is it Overlord?
Maybe. Yes, I think that one's pretty. That's not my favorite, but it was pretty badass.
That was good.
I really Saving Private Ryan's so good.
I really liked Hacksaw Ridge.
Oh, that movie's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Saving Private Ryan's comfortably like the one, but Hacksaw Ridge is really solid.
Yeah, it was called Overlord.
I remember that being a fun one.
Yeah, that one.
Inglourious Basterds is pretty great.
It is also a great one. It's also really, really good.
I'm more likely to watch that for like a good time than Saving Private Ryan.
100%.
You know what I mean? In fact, I kind of want to watch that now after this because I feel like I need to see some Nazis scalped.
Spielberg also did Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Contrast in film with World War II. Good God.
What a filmmaker. All right, last up, Nikki Sonrisa. Hey, Coy and Aaron, this is a tough watch, but so important. I have to be in the right headspace to watch this one for sure. Apparently, Steven Spielberg needed to call Robin Williams in between takes to keep his spirits up.
Oof.
Oh, what a beautiful little detail to know. Question, what's your favorite performance and most memorable scene from the film? Whew. I mean, Ralph Fiennes is terrifying.
Ralph Fiennes is terrifying.
Shark eyes.
The two scenes that come to my mind is the one at the end where I talked about it, because it was weird. It was a weird feeling because I was conflicted. Because on one hand, I'm like, it's crazy seeing how much remorse has come from him at the beginning of the movie, and he saved these people and they're the ones comforting him because they have kindness in their hearts because they're not monsters. But on the other hand, I feel like the people that have been persecuted should not be the same people that are comforting the person that's been part of the larger thing of persecution. Maybe his wife should have been the person comforting him, but it's sweet on the other hand. So it's conflicting for me. But I think,
asterisk, can I chime in? Can I offer a thought?
Yeah.
I think there's comfort in comforting someone. You know what I mean? Like, especially if you're like someone that has gone through something. I don't feel like anyone felt obliged.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, so I don't feel like it's one of those situations where it's like, oh, they're obligated to like help this guy. It felt like they all needed comfort, and that was something they could do. And that ties into like making the ring, and like this was their way, like if they wanted to.
Yeah.
So it didn't feel like a negative to me.
Okay.
In that way.
Okay. I feel you. Yeah. because I'd for sure been in that situation where I felt like I wanted to comfort somebody. Yeah, I think it's one of those things I want to chew on some more.
Sure.
But I definitely understand where you're coming from.
Just my 2 cents.
No, I feel you, I feel
and
you.
then that scene was also very affecting, but I want to hear your other one.
The other one that I was thinking of when the rabbi was saved because the gun kept
That was
jamming.
crazy.
That was such an intense scene because they're holding on it for so long.
Yeah.
So those are probably my 2 most memorable that come off the top.
I think the woman in the basement.
That one too.
That one really affected me. Like I that was one of the few times I felt like I had to look away. I was really affected by it. I would say what we thought was going to be gassing scene, them all
That one
thinking
as
the
well.
same.
Yeah.
There were so many scenes that are just playing in my head, like them being ushered onto trains.
Yeah.
The cuts between like, living the good. When I hated Schindler for being okay with partying while atrocities were happening, I thought there would be nothing that would help me feel like he did anything good. I thought he was so bad nothing could, so that when I actually felt any sort of remorse for him, I was impressed.
Yeah.
So like those, I mean, that's not a scene, but that journey, and because of the scenes of like, joy while there were horrors, those scenes really hit me.
And that arc was illustrated really powerfully and without words by showcasing the girl in the red jacket.
Man.
Yeah, from her walking through all of the war and horror to then you see her not be able to make it, and her on the cart was just
That one bit of color.
Yeah, that one really is the thing that I think really changed.
And I think shooting it in black and white and having the flames in color was a cool bookend, but also like we saw these images in black and white because that's what the photography was at the time. And there were shots where, he was standing in front of people and those faces looked the same. Like those looked like the images I have from the history books. So I think doing the black and white was really smart for like that connection, but then also to like allow for that 1974 just happened. Like that dude just died. Like this was just now. So I think it was really important to transition to color for that. So I really like those details.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
All right. Well, this concludes the most difficult watch I hopefully will ever do for this channel.
Likewise.
But very important, and I'm really glad to have seen it. I really hope that our silence wasn't misinterpreted as anything but respectful reverence for the people that went through this. And I appreciate you guys for watching this with us, and hopefully it is in turn helping you be a better person and thinking of things and appreciating things. So I'm going to go work out and then eat a salad. I want to just appreciate living, and also got to get this rage out of my body because my bones hurt. Yeah. So I'm going to go figure out what to do to get through this. So appreciate y'all, Reject Nation. We'll see you soon for the next one. Do something good.
Stay kind.
Do something good. Yes. Appreciate y'all. Bye.